Hey everyone, AmberFrmThVault here. Welcome back to A Summer with the Shiba Inu. We're going to go ahead and just jump right back in. But before we do, I just wanted to say thank you so much to the publisher for giving me a copy of this game so I could go ahead and play it for you all here on the channel. Thank you so much, guys. We're going to go ahead and jump right back in. So I'll see you back in just a sec. Why are you leaving then? I scan familiar glass doors. Welcome me. Oh, the familiar glass doors. What? I scan my fob key and step into the building. It doesn't feel like it was that long ago when I first entered these doors. I had been a fresh recruit, full of hopes and dreams, of making an honest living for myself and contributing to society. I'm just here to pick up my stuff and do paperwork. I repeat this to myself as I head down the familiar staircase. Pick up stuff, paperwork, that's it. Other dogs start to file into the building, and some stop to wish me well on my move to the west coast of Canine-da. Last week we had a small office celebration in honor of my work and departure from the job, which was heartwarming. Turns my heart to embarrassing goo, so I try not to admit how much I appreciate it. I enter my office, which is separated from the corridor by a metal door and a glass wall. I scan my fob again. This is one of the most secure rooms in the building, despite that there isn't much to protect. Inside my office, I take a look at the computer monitors and well-used keyboard. None of this is personal property, but I am gonna miss it. Funny enough, my office desk basically looks just like my room at home. I feel guiltier about leaving now that I'm here, like I'm throwing away all that I've built, all of this. Surprising as it may be to the general populace, this research facility is responsible for a big portion of the technological innovation in Canada. In fact, the phone that I'm using right now and the associated software was popularized by prototypes created in this very facility. I double-check the desk drawers again and fill out a form to submit to the Labrador Resources Department. With all the errands and formalities done, I take my leave for the last time. As I walk away, I can't help but look back at the building one last time. It's cute. No, I'm not going to read it. It doesn't matter now. I must go. Back at home, I get a backpack with some living essentials and of course my other set of keys, card, cash, and cell that would allow me to get around during my travels. I reach into my shirt and take out my pendant from Shiba Island. It has 10 orbs, with smaller orbs surrounding them. I've been wearing it all these years, my last connection to Shiba Island. It's a remnant of a lifelong past, and while this pendant means nothing here, it's one of the essentials in a different land. It's time. I snap open a compartment on the back of the pendant. A once fluid movement, the clasp feels unfamiliar to me now. I have a good, stable life here that I earned. I brought myself here. Giving this up means moving backwards. But that also means letting go of a chance to see my brother again. As long as time moves forward, I will move forward too, no matter where I am. Inside the pendant compartment is a small feather, already glowing now that I have removed its bindings. The feather of truth, whose holder can alter reality. I make a wish. I wish to go back. Whoa, wait, what? It feels as if I've just stepped into a sauna. Within seconds, my coat feels heavy with condensation, as if someone just threw a wet blanket on me. So I'm here. I have not moved one muscle since I made my wish for the feather, but these sounds contrasted with the quietness of my room, giving me no doubt that my wish was indeed granted. In addition, these yelps and commotion really alert me to my situation. Shiba Inus scatter in front of me, yapping as if they saw a ghost. Was it that obvious I appeared out of thin air? This is not good. I can't believe I'm drawing attention already. I'm in what seems to be an open-air market. I scan my surroundings, trying to spot a gap or opportunity to make an exit. These barks are different, deep and booming, a stark contrast to the higher-pitched yaps of the crowd. I look behind me, and it becomes evident why the dogs are scattering. Or maybe it's just wishful thinking that I'm not the cause. A Labrador Retriever is bounding around. The Shiba Inu is dwarfed by it in comparison. The crowd is herded toward the opposite direction. I slink around the side and duck behind a food kiosk. Thanks to the Labrador, this area seems to be deserted. Now that I'm undercover, I sneak my way toward what I hope is an exit. After some trial and error through a web of kiosks and seating areas, I emerge onto the main road outside the market. Hey, this way! The voice comes from behind me, and I start, my fur rising on against its will. What the fish fillet? Someone followed me without me noticing? The Labrador retriever from before emerges as the speaker, falling into step beside me. That was supposed to be a snarl. It didn't come out right. Did you say something? Ahem. Cough, cough. I hope that was menacing enough. What do you want? To help you, of course. I'll guide you somewhere safe. What? Who is this dog? I'll just feign ignorance for now. Somewhere safe? I think you've mistaken me for someone else. I don't want to be rude, but I know you've been away for a long time, so you probably don't even know where you are. The Labrador's voice is soft. Quite a contrast from her towering physique, and quite a contrast from what I did. Well, I'm quite used to the height difference in Canada, but seeing her towering over the crowd of Shiba Inus earlier amplifies the difference. What do I do? We're gonna continue to feign ignorance. Oop, wrong button. Wrong button! We're gonna continue to feign ignorance. This is getting creepy. It's like she knows who I am. What does she want? Well, I'll just pretend I don't know what she's talking about. I'm not going to reveal any information I might regret. You're not wrong. I'm just trying to get my bearings here, so could you point me to the closest Mastiff Rapid station? Of course, but before that, I want to ask you some questions. Okay, never mind. This is getting weird. I should just find the MRT station myself. I just want to help you, Ms. Feather. What did you just say? That's not my name. You've definitely mistaken me for someone else. Sorry, let me try that again. I didn't want to be so direct, but you didn't get the hint. Could you speak up? I mean, Syd, bearer of the feather, I want to help you. Fishbones! She really does know who I am. Okay, you want to help me, you say? So I'll ask again. Why don't you start by guiding me to the Mastiff Rapid Transit Station? Don't worry, I will. But first I want you to take this. She produces from her pockets a wristband of sorts. It's a wrist phone. I'll contact you with it, and you can reach me on it in return. Thank you, but why do you think we'll be in contact after this? There's no reason for me to get involved in whatever it is that you want. Well, for one, I guess it would be troublesome if dogs knew you were back on the island, so I created a diversion. That's not reassuring at all. She knows way too much about me. Who the Fishbones is she? I need to learn as much as I can about her. I know you could really use my help. You know you've gotten yourself in trouble too, right? You'll probably get arrested for disturbing the peace like you did. I have a story set up. Plus, I'm a Labrador living on Shiba Inu Island. I'm sure you already know I am constantly in the spotlight. I know all too well, but I'm not going to say that. If she doesn't know I lived in the world of Labradors, I'm certainly not going to reveal that to her. Ha! When you put it that way. But like you said, I'm trying to avoid attention, so shouldn't I avoid being associated with you altogether? She sighs quietly. I'd hoped it wouldn't come to this, but you need to believe me when I say I want to help you. I can help you find your brother. Okay. I've heard enough. I'll take your dog-darned phone. But if I find out that you're any sort of threat to me, you better watch out. Of course. I understand. She offers a paw to me. Kwai Li, by the way. Well, you already knew my name. We shake paws. The Labrador just smiles mysteriously and gives me detailed directions to the nearest MRT station. DG station, huh? That means I appeared kind of far south. Good thinking, it's in Taipa, though, where I need to be. Bye, Labrador! I head into the station while the lab heads off on her own way. So many thoughts are running through my head. The entire encounter still seems so unreal, and it's something I could never have imagined happening. Syd, focus! First, you need to get to Max's. I find the MRT station according to the lab's directions. Thank dog the directions were accurate. Large hovering signs point out directions to various transit lines. Although I have been in the station in the past, it seems much larger than before, the layout having been expanded and rearranged. I slip out my pendant at the gate, scanning it to pay for it so it'll allow me through. I keep the pendant face down and hope no one will think it's strange. There's a large interactive display, and I see that there are many more lines than before, basically crisscrossing the entirety of Taipa and the outer metropolitan area. I place a paw on the destination, and a route draws itself on the digital display from the current station to my paw. I follow the instructions to the correct platform, and a transit arrives shortly. Sometime later. The ride is smooth, and I emerge up north of the city without incident. It's a quieter residential area. My destination is sandwiched between other similar buildings that were built to be tall and narrow rather than take up the ground level. Approaching the well-memorized address, I feel more and more apprehensive with each step. A promise is a promise. This is the only place I can go. There is an intercom panel on the ground floor. Scrolling through the names, I find the correct one. That's the one. Taking a deep breath, I tap on it. The doors slide open shortly after I tap on the panel, but there is no response or communication from it. Does Max still live here? I can go in, but if it isn't Max that just buzzed me in, I hesitate. Less than ideal scenarios running through my head. I take a deep breath. Stop it. There's only one way to find out. I step into the open door and onto a lift so small I could only possibly fit one dog. Well, one Labrador retriever, 2 Shiba Inus. Oops, still can't help but think about it, space in terms of Canada space. Soundlessly, the lift rises, and I'm a bundle of nerves. My stomach churns on nothing. I really do hope it's Max. Their intercom might not have two-way communication. My old residence did, but I can't assume everyone has it, even after all these years. I do still have his number on my old phone, but I wonder if my old phone balance is still valid. Before I can decide whether to attempt calling ahead, the lift comes to a halt. No other way but forward. I step onto the narrow corridor. Doors line the corridor, and I take a look at the order of the numbers before heading in the direction of the number 13. Just as I raise my paw to knock, the door swings wide open. You! Max! Syd! He ushers me in and makes sure the door is closed securely. Look who it is. You're finally back. I've been waiting for this moment all these years. It's really him. He's here. He's kept his word. I'm so relieved. I'm so happy to see a familiar face. I reach out my paws to embrace him, and he obliges. I eagerly hug him close. He smells like honey and cream, and I notice that under my touch, his coat is as sleek and shiny as ever. I'm so happy to see you. Max just yaps happily, wagging his tail so vigorously that I can feel it moving him side to side in my embrace. Max helps me settle into the place. It's quite cozy, and despite the modern exterior of the building itself, he's decorated his rooms with vintage furniture and flourishes. I get a feeling he's really into the vintage aesthetic. Maybe it's making a comeback on the island now. He shows me his collection of concert billets arranged on his wall, all of the musicians that I know of, meaning they go back at least a decade. Remember Jay Chow Chow? Oh, of course. I remember when we'd watch his music videos back then on our flip phones. The days of 360p, yeah. It's a really nice apartment compared to Max's old one. I suppose his final ranking allowed him to upgrade. He gestures me over to his desk, and as I peer on, he sweeps aside a pile of old records. Then he wiggles under the desk to activate something. There's a hiss, and a panel slides open on the surface of the desk. It's a touchscreen panel, glowing faintly with a green tint. I can see my reflection in it, along with some menu icons that I can't make sense of. It's a security system. Pretty sophisticated, eh? No one would suspect that there would be such a system in an apartment like this. The door is actually secured with hidden bars that can be controlled from here, and there are sensors programmed to detect living matter other than you and me. He goes on about the security measures and gadgets, but suddenly I cannot find it in me to focus. I'm really hoping he didn't do all this for my return, but it is the most obvious explanation. I take a deep breath, holding a paw up to signal I want to speak. It takes Max a brief moment to notice, but eventually he stops in the middle of his explanation. Max, I really appreciate your preparations. My throat feels closed up and I swallow and chew on air to make it possible to continue speaking. I want to... How do I put this? I want to reiterate that this could be really dangerous for you. I want you to reconsider it. Syd. And I think some dog is following me and I have no idea what she wants. Syd! Syd, it's okay. I've always wanted to be able to finally help you. I promised you long ago I would stand by your side, even if the world turns against you. And now, you need to let me do that. Please. His eyes are warm and I compose myself. I can't be weak. I need to be calm so I can make the best decisions for Max and myself. Alright, but I need to tell you about the Labrador I met today. She knows a lot about me. I'll start from the beginning. You know, I used the feather to get back to the island. I reappeared in some night market near DG Station. First thing I saw was a huge crowd of dogs all running away from me, so I thought it was because they all witnessed my grand appearance or something. I don't even know if I appeared with a light or a poof or a smoke or something, but I'm pretty sure I appeared out of thin air. But it turned out there was a Labrador just causing a ruckus, so I sneaked away. Then the lab just appeared behind me. She said she made a distraction on purpose because it would be inconvenient for me to be noticed. She even knows why I'm back on the island. It's very, very unnerving to me. Max nods his head solemnly. I might have made a mistake, but she gave me a wrist phone and I took it. I take it to my pocket and show it to Max. I hadn't put it on yet. He takes it gingerly and examines it from every angle before waving a paw over the central watch face. I never really looked at a wrist phone up close before and take the opportunity to do so. The circular face, rather than being a screen itself, holds a light source where a hologram is projected from it. The hologram functions like a screen of any other electronic device, but it's much larger and can be put away at a simple touch. It kind of looks like a fan unfolding and folding back. I angle my body away gradually until I cannot see the contents of the screen. There's some sort of view angle limit, which works great for me. Sometimes I might be typing or reading questionable material, but even if not, I don't want dogs seeing it. She told me to contact her with this. Do you think I should? I'd probably do it anyway, even if Max doesn't agree with me. I'm not sure how dangerous it might be, and I don't want to compromise this safe house. She did mention my brother, though. I just want to find out what she wants. Max is still holding the wrist phone, so I huddle close to him to read and use the menu. I hesitantly touch a paw to the screen where it says messages, and it opens up a corresponding app as Max looks on. It's empty, so maybe there's a contact list? I scan the interface, but there is no back button. I press the sides of the screen, first left, right, but it's futile. Left. Right. How about tapping it? Okay, maybe sliding up and down. Nothing? Max, you've been grinning at me for so long. A little help here? You can set up any gesture you want to return to the previous screen, but the default is the face. He taps on the wristband face where the hologram is projected from. Oh. Alright, well, let's find this lab's contact info. Are you sure you want me to get in touch with her? Do you trust her? Only as much as I trust a stranger, really. So no, I don't trust her that much, but there's a high enough possibility that she has information that could be useful to me. It's an uncertain situation, though, and I'm not guessing at the odds. It does seem oddly specific that she knows the main reason I'm back here. The risk may well outrisk the potential gains. Again, with the words potential, possibility, and certainty, I'm getting deja vu. So cold, calculating. Just the Alna training kicking back in? Information on the reason you decided to come back? I snap out of my thoughts as Max starts to speak again. I don't mean to pry, but I'm wondering what was the reason? You noticed what I said, huh? Well, the truth is, one of the reasons I decided to come back now is to find out if my brother is alive. Your brother? Chunwen, was it? Right, he disappeared after the last Arna. Yeah, I just have this regret that I didn't even bother finding out what happened before I up and left. I understand. I'll help you find out what happened. Wait, so this lab, she said she knows something about him. She said she was certain about it, so while I have no idea of her intentions, she could either be a powerful ally or enemy. Either way, I suppose it's best to contact her, so she won't blindside us if she is an enemy. Of course, I leave it up to you. You've taken me in, and I don't want her to follow me back here and jeopardize this place. Like you said, I agree that it's a good idea to contact her in case she comes here looking for you. But first, let's find her contact information on this phone. You go through the apps. There's only the essentials. Not in the contact book either, huh? He taps on recent calls, and there is a single call history. All right. He holds up a paw for a high five. Thanks, Max! Now you do the honors. I tap on the call button, and while it rings, Max sets up the phone call to block our camera feed. Going to play it safe and not let her get any hints of my surroundings and whereabouts, just in case. Waiting. We're waiting. We're still waiting. Still waiting. Oh, there we go. Hey, good to see that you made it somewhere safe. Why did you want me to contact you? Like I said, I want to help you. And how exactly? Well, as I said, you probably want to stay under the radar. An eye-catching Labrador like myself would be the perfect distraction for anyone on your tail, no? I roll my eyes, making sure she can see my skepticism. While I agree with you that you're definitely eye-catching, from the corner of my eye I notice Max trying not to smirk widely. That is not what I meant, but that will make it even more difficult to stay under the radar if anyone on the outside makes a connection between you and me. Oh, I keep pressing the wrong button. Oh, that's what I get for not looking down at my controller ever. Syd, so based on that, how really could you help me? That's what I was hoping you would tell me, Syd. What actions do you plan to execute? How can I help you achieve it? I still don't understand her real intentions, but she does seem sincere. I need to think carefully what to say. Still, since she's offering her help, it wouldn't hurt to have someone to do the riskier tasks in my place. Also, are you alone? Keely breaks the silence before I can formulate a sentence. She might have taken my slow response to indicate silent correspondence with someone. I'm gonna say I'm not alone. No, I'm with a friend. An accomplice? I don't know why you have to put it that way, but I guess you could say that. He's a trustworthy companion helping me. I didn't expect to have to compete for the position of top hench dog. Well, as you mentioned, I want to find my brother. Before I tell you my plans, I want to know what you know about my brother. Aha! So you're saying you don't trust me because I have a piece of information, I revealed it, so you would have incentive to contact me. And was right, wasn't I? She's so smug about successfully having manipulated my actions. Make a quip about her smugness. You're smug now about luring me, but have you thought about how that might make you even more suspicious? It's unfortunate you feel that way, but I fully believe that I can turn you around. What? She's so smug! Perhaps I'm not ruling out the possibility of trusting you yet. But let's get to the point, shall we? How did you figure out the reason I came back to the island? She chuckles. A little patience, please, Syd. The truth is, anyone smart enough could figure out why you'd be interested in finding out the fate of your brother. The Arlna archives are open to anyone that is patient enough to go through the hoops to get approved for access. It wasn't difficult to find online that your brother disappeared after the final Arlna, but I also confirmed it with the official records. Your infamous disappearance happened shortly after that, so I guessed that you would have regrets about it. Right. That's convincing if not creepy, but like she said, the records of past Arlnas are available to public access. Any dog that tries hard enough could put a timeline together to figure it out. What worries me is her understanding of the way I think. That probably means she's researched a lot of other things about my past life. I'd really rather have her as an ally. So here is my proposal. If you want more information, I have a lead on what you're seeking, but I'd rather not reveal any more over the call. Meet me at the DG station, the stall where I found you, tomorrow at noon. A lead? But with that, the call is terminated. That was sudden. Well, what matters is that she says she has a lead. I'll go meet her tomorrow. Be careful. She does seem sincere, but I really don't know what's in it for her. Max, would you like to come with me? I would like to, but only if you're sure it's the best for your plans. I don't want to burden you. Nonsense! You wouldn't be a burden. I think I will trust her now, and let her know about you. Of course, if she tries to threaten you in any way, that trust will be over. Syd. After that, we quickly plan out the transportation and prepare to sleep. Max insists I take the bed while he sleeps in the living room, and after some protest, I accept. It's been a really, really long day. So strange that just this morning I was still in Canine-da. With my job, having to work for a living, I just threw all that away, and soon enough, I'll find out if it was all worth it. I tucked my wrist phone away into a bag. If Keely had somehow hacked its camera or mic, I'd rather not have it show more than what could be seen during our video call. Good night, Max! I hear his voice from the living room, which is next to mine. Sleep tight, Syd! And with that, I close my eyes, and sleep soon takes over me. I may have regretted choosing that voice, now that I've had to do it multiple times, because I will be honest, boy does my throat hurt. It's so bad. Hey everyone, AmberFrmThVault here. Thank you so much for watching me play a summer with the Shiba Inu. If you like this game, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. As always, if you would like to see more of my content, go ahead and check out the left side of your screen there. If you'd like to go ahead and subscribe to the channel, if you haven't already, go ahead and click on that picture of my big dumb head. Click on the bell icon if you'd like to be notified every time I post a brand new video. And if you'd like to go ahead and check out those Twitter handles of all the folks in the middle of the screen there, I would really appreciate it because those are my patrons over on Patreon. Those are the folks who keep this channel running, and I really do appreciate it. I wouldn't be able to do this without them. And of course, if you want to become a patron or you want to learn more about what those patrons are receiving, go ahead and click down in the left-hand corner there. It says something about exclusive content and bonuses. That might be something that makes you a little bit interested, so go ahead and click there if you'd like to know more about Patreon. Before we leave, I also want to say again, thank you so much to the publisher for giving me a copy of this. I could go ahead and play it for you all here, and we're going to go ahead and get out of here, guys, so I'll see you in the next one.